Now, summer is winding down. We've been talking about that, but you got to get your kids not just back to school, but back to sleep.
And with school starting in just a few weeks, now is the time to get them back on track. So we've got Dr. Dawn Schifrin in the house with us to talk about how we do this. I've heard from parents that it is one of the toughest things to do.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, school's back in session and boom, you've got to go to bed like 2 hours earlier than you're used to. So how do you start? And you should probably start now, I'm guessing, right?
Well, Steve, Mimi, this is number one. It's not backpacks and books. It's not laptops and lunchboxes. It's getting sleep, because kids need two things to learn well. One is good sleep. The other is good nutrition. So today we're going to talk about number one, which is sleep. Those long summer days and nights, we go to bed late. We wake up whenever we can. When I ask teens, they go, what time do you go to bed in the summer? They say, well, about 1 a.m. What time do you wake up? Oh, 10, 11. Okay, so that tells us that they like getting sleep. But sometimes during the school year, they're going to bed at 11, getting up at 6. They're getting 7 hours of sleep. Well, kids need about 10 to 11 hours of sleep minimum in elementary school. Teens, at least 8 to 10, but only 1 in 7 teens in research studies gets 8+ hours of sleep.
It's hard. I mean, some kids, they take buses, you know, and they don't. They have practice, whether it's sport or piano, whatever.
Homework.
Then you got homework. It's impossible to get that 10 to 6 window or 9 to 6. What do you tell your patients?
Well, what we try and do is look at their whole day and wonder how they're organized, because sleep deprivation, of course, and kids they get up at 6 to go to bed at 11. They're up 17 hours. And we know from research that sleep deprivation, our brain doesn't function well after 16, 17 hours up during the day, and teens are very susceptible to that. So sleep is number one, but apparently everyone discounts the effect of sleep. Poor sleep has an effect on us physically, it has an effect on us emotionally. So it really impacts our well-being. So this is a big issue, and there's 3 things that we can do about this summertime sleep slide, as I call it, and how we can get them back on track to at least start the day without feeling totally impacted. And the number one thing is shift gradually. If you have a bedtime that's 11, 11:30, midnight, shift back 15 minutes each day. You've got 2 weeks before school starts. Shift back 15 minutes. And again, that's pretty easy to go to bed, and we'll talk about the other 2 in a minute. And if indeed you want to, and this is a good idea, shift 15 minutes earlier to wake them up with bright light in the morning, because bright light signals our brain to wake up. Don't
So
wake them up in a dark bedroom.
Either at night or in the morning, or both?
You can do both. I would suggest doing both, especially if it's getting closer to when school is starting. You want to shift gradually, because you can't say to somebody who's going to bed at 11:30, we're going to go to bed at 9:30 tonight.
Right.
It's just not going to work, especially teens who have a biological urge from their internal biologic clock to go to bed later.
If it's easier to wake them up earlier, 15 minutes, because I could see where that would be a good solution, because forcing someone to go to bed earlier is just really difficult. But if you do that, are they really going to go to bed earlier?
Well, that's where number 2 and 3 come in. First is create a good bedtime routine. Bedtime routines are important for elementary school, but they're also important for teens. Get ready for bed. This is not the time to reorganize your backpack, to decide what clothes you're going to wear tomorrow, to decide what lunch items you're going to have in your lunchbox. Again, you want to create a calm bedtime routine. Calm bedtime routines lead to better mornings. So that bedtime routine is important. You can't say to your youngster, just go jump into bed. And the third, which is very important, is don't wake your brain. We have too many kids going to bed now with devices. Okay, the number one reason kids are staying up at night when their bodies are tired is a cell phone. This light from cell phones, video games, tablets, laptops in bed creates a condition that your brain is waking up when your body says, I need to go to sleep. So the bed is a sacred space, make it an electronic-free space, and decide to turn these electronic devices off a good 30 to 45 minutes before bed so that the brain can calm down and you can get drowsy and go to sleep. This is the number one thing that we really want parents to maintain, not just before school starts, but as school is going on. And that's tough to do.
Yeah.
The phones need to recharge. Now, we have a lot of teens that say, oh no, I use my phone to wake up. It's my alarm. Well, we have low-tech solutions for that.
Good point.
We're out of time, Dr. Schifrin. Thank you so much. Great insight. I feel like some parents need to do that. I'm guilty as well.
We're all guilty.
Yeah.
Good luck to all of us.
Back after this.